savage. You are degenerate. You are likely ugly, sitting in your mother's basement. And that's okay because we are too. Let's go, baby. Welcome back to the Verse Crypto channel, the most savage and degenerate crypto channel out there. We bring you the hottest new leaks every week. That hot alpha, spitting hot fire like Dylan on Chappelle's skit. There's my boy Kris. What's good?
My man, today's a good day. Markets are doing its thing. Crypto media is fudding Ethereum, which makes me so happy because every time they FUD, the price goes up. So, all in all, man, we got the ETH ETF coming right around the corner. We got crypto media fudding. The clowns at Crypto Banter are saying something shady as usual. And then next week, ETFs are going to roll out and everybody's going to forget about the past, was it like 2 months of sideways action? You know what I'm saying? So, dude, I'm extremely bullish. I'm excited. While everybody was crying about stuff, we learned price charts. We looked at new meme coins. We look at new ecosystems. We know where the next meme coin boom is going to be. We had positioned ourselves so well for this next leg up. Crypto is 90% work, 10% marketing. If you put in the work, the marketing you put out there will be a reflection of what you're able to accomplish. And so the point I'm trying to get across is, regardless of all the clout chasing, the BS, and this person said that, and that person said that, when you go and you talk to these guys, you can figure out if someone knows what they're talking about really, really quickly. And based off of that, we've been putting in the hours. We've been talking to people. We've been making moves, and I'm overall excited. So, Trey Souls, what's your thoughts on the market right now?
Hey, man, we've been keeping a short memory. I think that's what you touched on that. People on crypto Twitter all together, they're going to have a short memory about all these things that are going on. But that's something you got to keep in cryptocurrency. You keep this short memory. Look, we're not to say, Kris and I aren't sitting here and saying we never lost a call before, we never failed. We're the first ones to come out and tell you that we've failed or we messed something up. But we like to concentrate on the things that are winning, the things that are going, and then we like to bring them here, share them with you. It's that work, it's that research, it's that short memory, it's that day after day, dog eat dog grinding world that gets us to the point where we're putting bulls right here in our pictures because we're bullish 24/7, baby. And look, today is a special day. Today is the first time we've ever streamed straight through our own Twitter account through StreamYard. We have been gatekeeping ourselves on purpose, and now here we are. So if you are viewing live from Twitter right now, I want you to check out that comment section, say what's good. We got a lot of people in the building right now. We want to get the likes buttons smashed and share on Twitter specifically so we can start blowing up on Twitter. We want to shout out real quick. What's up? Say what's up to Scott. Scott's always in here. Great dude. We got Wagme. He was in here last stream asking questions, saying, hey, what's up? What's going on, Wagme? What's going on, Alex? Glad to have you in here. Vibra. We're going to talk later about staking it all on Time Pays Me. Let's see here. Oh, I like this guy right here. Build on TitanX. Somebody looked at the thumbnail. And the boy Ray popping in. Look at this, man. There was
Shout
three
Ray.
people in here last week. I'm stoked. So Monday there was 3 guys in here. It was probably Ray and Vibra and Wagme. But thank you guys for joining. Glad y'all are back. And we're gonna get ready to jump into these segments. Just want to let y'all know it's our first Twitter stream, and we're happy you're here. Thank you for sharing and helping us out, guys.
Yes, sir, man. Awesome hype up, awesome intro. So we gotta talk about TitanX today, and we'll probably spend most of this talking about what's going on, get into the hyper buy and burn, and talk about stuff that you guys have been saying. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, I've been sick past couple days. Like I went surfing one day and I came back with the crazy cold. But I'm still working. I'm not crying about it. That's one thing. But before we get into that, we need to talk about new and developing ecosystems. This is key to understand this next leg up because we saw what happened with Solana, we saw what happened with Base, and then over the summertime, we saw what happened to Pulse Chain. And the big thing I want to point out is positioning yourself well in new developing ecosystems. So what I mean by ecosystems, I'm talking about L1s and L2s. Solana proved that any layer 1 can have some crazy meme coin run just out of the blue. Base proved that any layer 2 can have some crazy meme coin out of the blue. So the next question is, will that money go back onto Solana, go back onto Base, or will we see some of the, underdogs come up? Will we see something on Scroll? Will we see something on Blast? Will we see something on Pulse Chain? I'm not really sure, but the strategy that we created is that we found the top meme coin on our favorite layer 1s and layer 2s, because when people come on those chains and they start speculating and gambling, whatever, one of the highest purchase items is going to be the number 1 meme coin. So the point I'm trying to get across is pay special attention to where volume's flowing through and look at how the dexes are doing. Our number 1 target for a meme coin run, and we have been hindering this for weeks, and we won't shut up about it, especially on Twitter. Blast is going to go crazy. It is going to blast off. We're going to see money go into that ecosystem, and if you're interested, now's the time to position yourself. If you're spread too thin, don't worry about this. Just discredit everything I'm saying. So Blast, and also I think we might see something with Solana, and then I believe Pulse is going to cook up once we start to see clarity on the lawsuit. I'm not going to say the 3 words because the 3 letters, because we might get shadow banned. Trent, in your opinion, where do you think the next ecosystems are going to blow up? Like, well, what's your favorite 1 or 2 chains?
Man, you've already said the one that I know for a fact is gonna roll heads. Blast is on my radar, heavy, heavy, heavy. It's the number 1 thing I'm looking at, as far as these new L2s are going. Then I got to give it over to Scroll, brother. I think Scroll is going to rip heads off, and it's pretty much because I think that anybody that has these academics involved with their blockchains, these guys from MIT, and they have a bunch of funds sitting around on the side, bro, these are ticking time bombs. And you said it best, the meme coins. People, you think meme coins don't have utility. Meme coins is what is going to pump your bags. So if you think that's not good utility, I don't know what you understand about crypto for real. So check out the memes. That's always going to be your entry, your segue, a great leverage play in those ecosystems. NFA, not financial advice.
I agree, man. Blast 1.8 billion in VC funding. And don't get me wrong, you can make an argument it's vaporware or whatever, but at the end of the day, we're here to just make some bread. That's it. We don't care about all this hoopla and whatnot. And you make a great point. It is full of nerds. If you got a super duper hot chick trying to sell a project to you, bro, she's about to scam you, dude. So like if the dude looks like wait, who's the guy with the tots? With the curly hair. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? That movie character. It has like the Hey Pedro.
Oh, yeah. John Heater is his name, and it's Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah. If your developer looks like Napoleon Dynamite, you'll probably make a lot of money. So I can't believe I forgot that guy's name.
Yeah,
So
that's one thing we look for in all of our projects. We try to find the LinkedIn profile, and if he doesn't look nerdy enough, he's out. That's it.
That's it. He's got to be a nerd. If he's a nerd, then it's all systems go. If the developer looks like a model, you better get out, man, because she's trying to scam you, bro. So
sell
all right.
everything.
Yeah, bro. We already had a clean out on Pulse Chain. It was so obvious, but for some reason, not many people figured it out. So
That's what happens when you hit Selena Pulse a lot everywhere, all over everybody.
You said it. He said it. He said it.
You get pulsed a lot on, don't get pulsed on, bro. He pulsed all over me.
Yeah. All right. All jokes aside, you guys are here for us to talk about TitanX. Let's get down to the meat and the cheese of everything. So, if you guys have been following our videos or our live stream, our channel, or our journey, we talked about TitanX, and we were the first channel to live stream Jake about it. And then we got in, we talked about the utility, we talked about what was being built. And in the beginning, this project protocol went absolutely bananas. It went crazy. people were making money off of miners, and the math inside, well, the math behind it was absolutely phenomenal. But what happened over time was the inflation kicked in, then the hype went away, and then people went on to go speculate on other stuff. Now we're starting to see some interesting things happen with TitanX that we want to show you guys. And this might be an indicator that, something's coming back behind the TitanX protocol. Do I think it'll go hyperdeflationary? Yes. But the real question is, when is that going to happen? Will that happen in a month? Will that happen tomorrow? Will that happen in October? Or will that happen at the end of 2025? We don't know, but that's the big question, and that's what we're trying to investigate.
So did you ever lose faith in this project? Question.
No. Did you?
No. What was your course of action after you set out your first miners?
Get your profit out.
Get your profit out, and then what'd you do with the remainder?
The remainder. Oh, it was just a moon bag. So, yep.
There you have it, folks.
Yes,
there
sir.
You have it. You know how many times we cried about none, zero. We were probably thinking about blue-faced meme coins at that point with red lips.
Yeah.
You can't get emotional in this game, and everybody really got it swung real emotional on TitanX, and so that's why I asked you. Did you give up hope ever? Did you ever go with the crowd and the FUD? So I just said that because it's important that people know we've been holding since day one and have never changed our sentiments.
Absolutely. No, man, we've been at it. So awesome. Great point. All right. Now let's just get into the meat and the cheese of what we want to talk about today. Actually, here, let me flip this screen over. Let me do this. All right. It feels better when I do this. Yeah, here we go. All right, let me know if you can see my screen.
Boom. Let's go.
All right. So actually, hold on. I chose the wrong one. I want to do just the window, just so you can see the full. No. Oh no, I did the right one. Gosh, man, I'm an idiot. All right. So basically, here's what happened. We had this is Hyper, and so basically, what Hyper is, it's a project protocol built on top of TitanX. Now, TitanX is going through some inflation woes, and actually, let's just bring up the price chart before we get into Hyper, because Hyper is going to be a huge key to what's going on with TitanX right now. So this is on log scale, basically from, I would say, right about from the start to right about this local top right here. This was when everybody was crushing with miners left and right. Absolutely awesome. And then we got through this period of time from that top to about, what was that, man? Like 200 days. Actually, it was probably less than that, dude. I think more people were crushing with miners since probably at the beginning of this year. Yeah. So basically, we had about 194 days of just SIO action. And so ultimately, since then, what happened was we had Hyper kick in on June 13th, 2024. Now, before that, we had the launch of DragonX. So right when the Hyper Vortex kicked in, right around that same time, DragonX actually burned a bunch of its supply, where it took a bunch of TitanX and swap it into DragonX and just burned it right off the market. Now, the reason why this is important is because the theory behind TitanX is you're hyper inflationary, and then sooner or later, as we start to bottom out here, and let me delete some of these lines just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So as we start to just bottom out, there's going to come a time where it's going to do something like this. It could just trace sideways, maybe go down a little bit like this, and then it's going to start curving this way. Because keep in mind, there is going to be a buy and burn. Now, what we're looking for is this point right here, where it starts to change very, very quickly, and we start to see the price go and start to climb. There's a good chance that it could have happened right here, or it might happen going on to the future closer to day 369. So the question is, when is this going to happen? Now, most people kind of just went away, started looking at other ecosystems and started saying, okay, I'm just gonna move on. But something interesting actually happened with Hyper that we definitely need to talk about because it's actually getting pretty fascinating. So if you guys saw our past live stream, we talked about the Hyper bottom right here on about, what was it, April 13th. And then the buy and burn actually started right here, June 13th. So since then, the buy and burn, we're starting to see the price floor slowly, steadily increase. You guys can see this arc I created showing you what's going on with the hyper vortex coming into the future. So from this wick below, if you guys want to just take a look from this wick, wow. I'm looking at prices right now. Let's see if it'll let me do price. Wow, this thing won't let me do price, man. This is whack. Let's try this one. So basically, we're up about a 30x from that wick. And then since we actually started climbing up, technically, you can make the case that we're up a 14x. And then since the vortex buy and burn started, we're up about a 2x. So what this is telling me is the buy and burn in the hyper vortex where it has TitanX locked up, it's slowly going in from TitanX, swapping out hyper, and it's steadily increasing the price floor of hyper. Now, on the flip side, if you guys come over here and just check out the hyper app and come down here to calculator, this will tell you everything you need to know. The miners after an 88-day miner is about 80%. Before, these miners were not in profit. Go ahead.
On Monday, it was 61%.
Yeah, man. It's going up, dude. It's going up. And then the week before, it was like 2%. I don't know if you remember that. It was 2%. So this thing's absolutely slowly climbing up. Now, the technical break-even price, keep in mind, there's an H rank, so the break-even price is going to be a little bit lower, but I don't know how to really calculate that, so we'll just keep it at. So the break-even price is sitting at about right around 47 days. So if you start a miner right now, there's a 100% chance you are going to break even go in the future, as long as the inflation doesn't go crazy within that period of time, which also means that you have the age rank bonus, which could mean that the length of miner is a little bit shorter. So what I'm starting to see right now, this is my thesis. Hyper is price floor is slowly increasing, right? So we're having a slow increase in the hyper price floor. On top of that, hyper miners are starting to come into profit. Mike Dean has an app, and I'm not sure if you have to if it's like a paid service or whatever. I'm not really sure, and I don't know where the app is, but he was saying that more and more people are creating miners. Now, why is this important? The reason why this is important for Hyper, and I'm just going to go back to the white paper because I know most of you guys forgot how Hyper worked because there's so much going on. If we go to the Hyper ETH distribution, when you start a miner, 89% of ETH goes to a decentralized by TitanX smart contract. And then you have the Vortex and the Genesis. And then 70% of the TitanX gets sent to the Hyper buy and burn. And then you have the Vortex shot. Hyper miners start to go in profit. This means you're going to start to see more TitanX slowly getting bought off the market, because if Hyper miners are in profit, people are going to go into Hyper and speculate with that. Now, if that were the case, the question is, and so I know I'm connecting a bunch of dots, but if we come over here to TitanX, the question is with TitanX, and this is what's going to really kickstart this protocol again, is when will TitanX miners come into profit? Because if TitanX miners come into profit, that's when we're going to start to see another TitanX miner run, which is really going to accelerate the protocol again. And that means the inflation is going to kick down. So the question is, when will a day 280 miner become in profit? Right now, it's sitting at 79%. Last time I checked, it was at like negative 90, 94%. So what I'm starting to see is as the price level increases, we're starting to see these miners come back into profit regardless of T rank. So yeah, any thoughts on that so far, man?
So what it seems like as the hyper floor accelerates and grows, we're going to continue to see. I mean, this is just based on what you're talking about, your thesis wise. We're going to continue to see that the profitability of the hyper miner go up, and then we're going to see this negative number continue to drop that back towards a positive number on TitanX with all that hyper moving all that TitanX. And then basically making TitanX miners profitable again. That's the whole point. We're seeing hyper do its job, and then it's going to reflect in the TitanX price.
Exactly. Because here's the thing. So if hyper miners are profitable, people are going to come in and just try to get profit. Like I get it. If you're a profit maxi and you're just trying to, make a buck or whatever, that makes sense. That's how these things are designed. And the question is, will hyper make TitanX miners profitable again? That's the big question I'm trying to get across. So if that happens, then man, dude, things are gonna be looking really, really great. Now, I got some more stuff I want to tell you about that. I was also looking at that. And not a lot of people have really been putting together that got me really, really excited about this. I'm pretty hyped.
Okay, before you move on,
Go ahead.
we got 48 in here. What is up, folks? We got some new people I see in here. We got Utah Crypto. What's going on? We got Blaze. What's good, Blaze?
Shout out to Blaze.
Shout out, Blaze.
Yeah, guys, go ahead. Check out. Go ahead. Sorry.
Thank you for building on TitanX like you're supposed to. What's up, Rain Man? All you guys. He said, I'm always here. Thank you, Blaze, for always being here. That die hard. Let's see, we got 51 in here. If you guys will share this thing on Twitter, hit that like button on YouTube. Let's see, Blaze. Beautiful. Hyper is a tool. Look at him. It's a tool and it's working. Oh, I love it. Let's go. Oh, we got some more people coming in. Refined Hayseed Appellation. I love your name, Refined Hayseed Appellation. Don't know what it means, but it sounds deep. It sounds awesome. TitanX Summer. Yes, please.
Love it.
Yes, sir. Yes, folks. Smash that button. Get that share going on. We want to get them TitanX bags pumped up. Who else is talking about TitanX right now? Who else is telling you that hyper miners are becoming profitable again, and that TitanX is begun having two 80-day miners profitable probably within the next week or two? Who else is telling you that besides the verse? We dropped that hot fire. We bring that blaze in. Let's go. All right now. So Kris, I'm gonna let you move on here. Well, I had to filter through these. Say what's up? A1J1. Smash that algo. That's right.
Shout out to Ray OX. Yeah, man. No, I appreciate that, man. Good stuff. Yeah. Definitely need to make sure we check comments. So yeah, good stuff on that, man. So you did bring up a great point. We were actually the first ones to say that hyper miners are in profit on live stream. You guys can check the live stream, and then more and more people start talking about it. So yeah, we're still talking about this project protocol. We're still bullish on it. I love to see what Blaze and Helios and Dragon X and what was it, Pulsar and all these other protocols. So it's really good stuff. Now, I think the big thing that I really want to point out that I think a lot of us are sleeping on. So we have day 280 coming up right here, right? So day 280 is about 21 days away. When this hits, we're going to see about 9% of the TitanX supply hit the market. Now, the question is, out of all those people that decide to come into TitanX and get into the protocol, how much of the protocol is actually going to sell, hold, and maybe go use other protocols? That's the big question. And how, out of all those people, how many people are going to actually basically just stay in? So
I have a good speculation for that.
All right, go ahead. Let's hear it while I bring up my whiteboard.
How far are we down on Pulse Chain?
Like 90%, 95%.
That's how many I think are going to exit TitanX, because I think that Jake got most of his Most of his base from Pulse Chain. I think a lot of the base came from Pulse Chain and Hex. And so you're going to get the same kind of cheating that you got from that.
Yeah. So on day 2080, this is, you're going to have some sort of pie chart right here. So day 280, right? So we're going to call this day 280. So you're going to have a claim section, a sell section, and then basically a hodl section, right? So the question is, out of that 9% supply hitting the market, and it's something trillion. I don't remember the number, right? But it's like 9% of the supply. How many people are going to hodl, claim, and sell? You know, in my opinion, it could be something like, I don't know, maybe sell. Well, first off, with the claim, I don't think that's going to be the biggest faith test, right? Are you going to claim and stay into the protocol, or are you just going to go on and do something else? I'm not sure if they're in profit right now. I need to double check our day ones. But the main point I'm trying to get across is there's going to be like somewhere right around, I would say 30 to 40% people that decide not to claim, right here. And then out of the hodl, if you decide to claim right off the bat, I personally think there is a high percent chance you're just going to hodl, because if you don't want anything with the protocol, you probably just let it appreciate, and then you'll lose rewards. So with the hodl, it's probably going to be somewhere right around 70% of the people that decide to hodl, and then sell, you're going to get something like 15%. So it's going to be something in that ballpark category is the main point I'm trying to get across. And I don't think that many people are actually going to claim their miners. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you're saying most people are going to lose faith.
No, well, yeah, most people, but there is going to be a group of people that will lose faith, and then just move on. You know what I'm saying? Because I talked to a few people on Hyper, and they basically just forgot. So day 280 is going to hit, and the question is, once we start to approach it right here, we might have some price resistance because we have that much supply. We're going to have some sort of price resistance. The question is how low it's going to go, and then when are we going to start, coming back like this? So day 280 is going to be a very, very big day. Now, TitanX day 369. This is another big day because DragonX is a benevolent staking protocol on TitanX. And the reason why I'm saying it's going to be big on day 369 is because there's a massive amount of ETH unlocked on day 369 that's going to be used within the DragonX protocol. Most of that ETH is going to be used to buy up the TitanX token, half stake it, half burn the DragonX token. So on day 369, DragonX is going to be a hot commodity. I want to make that clear. DragonX is going to be a hot commodity for the rest of the bull market. Now, the big part about that is it's a buy and burn. You take Ethereum, you buy TitanX, so the value goes from Ethereum to TitanX, and then from TitanX, it goes into DragonX. As long as it passes through TitanX, that monetary value is in the ecosystem. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it just means that we got a bunch of DragonX that's going to get bought up, and it can't be bought up without going through TitanX.
Yes, sir. So, but there's actually another day where a bunch of ETH is going to get bought up. And I'm actually pretty excited to talk about this day, because if you guys were following our live streams, because we had a live stream talking about this when nobody was talking about TitanX on live stream, the hyper release in the Vortex is going to be on September 19th, 2024. So that is going to be in exactly 63 days. And it's going to have a similar functionality to what we see on day 369. So in 63 days. So I need to mark that on the TitanX chart so I can stop going back and forth. Let's see if I can go back to TitanX. Is this TitanX?
63 days, September 19th.
Yeah. So what was it? What did we say? September 19th. Man, why can't I? Bro, my eyes are so messed up. Boom. Right here. So right here. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. So let me get this gold real quick right here. Gold right here. Gold right here. All right, so we'll go like this. And then this day, we're going to say, what was it? Hyper ETH Vortex. And we'll just say release or something. I don't know. That sounds pretty good. Actually, I don't want to do all caps, bro. Let's do this. Bro, I have such bad OCD. All right, now on this day, a bunch of that ETH from the Hyper Vortex. Now, let me show you guys the Hyper Vortex real quick. So if you guys come over here to the buy and burn and you go to the Vortex, here's about right now seeing about $867,000. That ETH is going to go in and buy TitanX that's going to be used to swap and burn Hyper. Keyword is buy. So why do I bring this up? We have day 280 hit on August 8th, August 8th, 2024, maybe the next day or somewhere in that time frame. You're going to be claiming miner, and then we're going to get a bunch on that day. Now, when September 19th hits, we are going to see right around $800,000 worth of ETH, which could be potentially worth anywhere between 1.6 million and 3.2 million. Go in and buy a bunch of that TitanX up to burn Hyper. That means a lot of TitanX is going to be starting to be bought on September 19th. On top of the buy and burn, on top of the TitanX already being burnt through the Hyper Vortex and all of that. So the main thing I'm trying to say is, if you guys look at all of these arrows right here, we have the Hyper ETH Vortex release. We have the TitanX Day 369. These are called trigger events. TitanX has a bunch of trigger events going on into the future. And the real question is, sometime between day 280 and TitanX Day 369, TitanX will go deflationary. Trey Souls, you want to take a shot at when you think it's going to go deflationary?
Let me look. Well, I was reading some good stuff in the comments.
Actually, hold on. We need to look at one thing. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
So this is the next thing we need to look at: the amount of supply that's going to be hit. So keep in mind, day 280 right here, I think was that like 11 trillion or something. That's kilo billion. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's 11 trillion. So with the amount of this token supply hitting in, we start on August. Wait, am I reading that right?
8/3/2024, August 3rd, 24.
August 3rd. Okay, so my chart's messed up. Why do I have August 8th? Okay. All right, so that needs to be moved over. I am so sorry, guys. I had the wrong day. Okay, so August 3rd. All right, I thought I was tripping, dude. All right, so August 3rd, we're going to have a large amount of the supply come in and hit. The next day, another large amount of supply on the 4th, and then the 5th. And then that day, we're not going to have that much. And then the next big day that's going to hit is going to be September 15th, is going to be it's going to be the third highest supply of TitanX that will hit the market. Now, on September 19th, that Hyper Ethereum buy and burn starts coming in and buying bunches of supply off of the market. So we're going to have a majority of the supply hit on September 15th, and then the Hyper Ethereum buy burn starts getting activated on the 19th, which is going to be absolutely awesome. And so in my opinion, right around that time, that's when we're going to start to see Hyper go deflationary. So Trey Souls, your prediction with that piece of information. That was going
to be my answer now. I had just written down that you were talking about the buy and burn on September 19th. That's what I was going to say. Anywhere September, October. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for these things to kick in, people to really realize what's going on, maybe 2 weeks after that. But hey, that's nice to know. And I want to point back. I said this in May when Kris and I first started streaming, going live together. We were talking about TitanX, and I specifically remember saying, TitanX has so much narrative embedded in it, and there's so many great protocols building on top of it that you're not going to want to fade this protocol. Here we are now, exciting times. We've got new dates coming up that we can look forward to. And I think it really feels to me like August 3rd, right around the corner. I'm excited to see how this will be a testament to who's going to claim, who's going to hold, and who's going to sell out, bro. I'm pretty pumped, and I still speculate that you're going to see a lot of sell. I mean, maybe if it's not in profit, you won't, and people will stick with it, and maybe that's what some of the mechanics were intended to do in the first place, push people out past that day 280 to see if they had conviction. So exciting time to be in TitanX.
Yeah, man. And just check this out. So shout out to Mike Dean. You know, we have the TitanX future supply and onwards. So we have that August 3rd date. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I thought it was the 8th. I might have just miscalculated that one day. But you know, the 2nd to the 8th, we have that massive amount of supply, and you guys can see it. 11.26. Is that 11 trillion? Bro, I can't even do math right now. I'm not going to even try to. I don't want to embarrass myself. So it's going to be a lot of supply. And then starting on the 6th, we're going to have 428 billion. I know that's 428 billion. So definitely can read that. Now, when we go into the future, and this is the key to understanding this protocol. So I'm going to go over here to, what was it? What was that day? It was 9. What was the second largest day? I believe it was 9/9. 9/15. I'm sorry. So if we come over here to, okay, 9/15. This is going to be the third largest day for Memecoin TitanX. Now, after that, and this is the key, check this out. Check this out. So as we get closer to October, so right around October, day 369 kicks in. That's when we have the Dragon X coming in. And then the supply they're on after that, we have 195 billion, 249 billion, 94 billion, 50 billion, 47 billion. Let's look at the next day, 80 billion, 41 billion. And let's just keep going on to the future. And then check this out. It gets down to 0.62. So I believe that is half a billion, quarter of a billion. I wouldn't describe these days because it's just people are minting, but the supply drops off once we get closer to December 16th, 2024. Do I think the supply is going to increase between these days? Absolutely. If we start to see a rebirth in the TitanX ecosystem, but also keep in mind the amount of tokens that can be created by these miners are going down exponentially. And that's the key to understanding this protocol. So there's a lot of ways to really game theory the system, but one thing that we're looking at, number one, we're looking at day 280. How's day 280 going to impact TitanX? There's a good chance we might have a little bit of sell-off, or a bunch of people decide just to hold, or a lot of people decide not to claim. I mean, it's a faith test. Do you believe in the project protocol or not? Then we have the Hyper E Vortex release, and then we have TitanX day 369. Now, after the Hyper E Vortex release, I believe 92 days after this, the next trigger event, this is when, no, I believe it was 89 days.
43 days after 288, nearly 10% of the TitanX supply comes out. 43 days after 288 is the next trigger.
All right, so wait. Say that again.
43 days after 288. There you go.
So 43 days.
Shout out, Kris.
Yeah, so that's right. Yeah, see, that's right before when we have that Hyper ETH come in and start buying up TitanX. 43 days. Larry, that's right on September 15, 2024. So that's 4 days before Hyper gets kicked in. So honestly, I think Jake was actually looking at the numbers and planned that out. I just don't think not many people really looked into it like we did and just did the math and just figured out what was going on. So I'm kind of giving you guys the secret of what's about to happen.
I mean, that right there is, I mean, you got to read between the lines here, folks. Right there. The question was, is the conviction going to be tested at day 280 or maybe even a little further after this? I've got a question for you. Is there an instance? Well, let's see. First, let me ask, if you're brand new to TitanX, what's your strategy today?
Strategy today. Brand new, I would probably go into Hyper right off the bat because keep in mind you want to get a dub, and the best way to get an automatic dub right now is Hyper miners, because you can actually make a miner that's going to be profitable. I would probably do half max and then half kind of closer to the break even point, which is going to be what did I say, 47 right here on the calculator. That'll be my strategy number 1. And then strategy number 2, if you want to risk it for the biscuit, and keep in mind, this is what we like to do on meme coins. So this is not financial advice, but the best move to make is when nobody's paying attention to whether it's an ecosystem, a narrative, or a project. And honestly, if you believe TitanX miners are going to come back, the second best thing to do is to basically just start a TitanX miner on one of these days where we have a very small amount of supply hitting the market. And I'll tell you one thing, while nobody was talking about TitanX, I was actually making some of these miners on some of these days to come out, because I do believe that there's going to come a day where the TitanX miners come profitable. And I don't want to look back and be like, dang, dude, I really wish I made those miners. But also keep in mind, this is a high risk because there's no guarantee. That some of this is speculation, but we are looking at the evidence, the data to suggest that something big is about to happen in the ecosystem. Does that make sense?
That does, and those are the answers, exact answers that I wanted and wanted to get out to the audience. The first play would be Hyper. The next one's going to be TitanX miners, because we're seeing that they're going to be profitable again soon. Like the what you said about doing one on the day that there's going to be supply coming out. That's nice.
And
Looks like we got
go ahead.
88. We got 88 folks in here right now. It's starting to amp back up, guys. It's the analytics are starting to look bullish again. Okay, I'm gonna be able to go onto YouTube and see a spike. It's gonna be a bull spike, and it's not gonna be a bull trap. Okay, it's gonna be a bull flag, and it's gonna say that we're gonna keep getting users in here. Thank you guys. Like that like button, hit that, smash it, subscribe button, all the buttons. The buttons, you know the buttons, right? Smash that. Let's get that going, because that's important. I did have one more question about TitanX. Is there another instance, and when would you hold any TitanX liquid?
I wouldn't hold TitanX liquid until it's deflationary, to be honest with you, because just as a chartist, as someone who technically I'm a chartist now. I
like what you did there, the chartist.
Yes, sir. Big words, man. You gotta have titles, man. That's what it's all about in this day and age. You gotta have a shiny title. So based on the chart, and I spent a lot of time getting into TA. We have a possible bottom confirmation here, and then we have a higher low. So what this is saying is there is a trend reversal happening as we speak with TitanX. But we do know day 280 is coming in. So I'm not sure if we get something like this U pattern popping up, or maybe the other option is it can trade sideways, or maybe the thing just says, you know what? Screw the crowd. We're going to Narnia, and just curves up like that. I don't think that's going to happen right off the bat, to be honest with you guys, with the supply coming out. So, and that was a joke, by the way. So, main point I'm trying to get across is if you're going to hold liquid TitanX, probably what's going to be the best play is either get into hyper, just straight up just liquid hyper, because we know hyper, you have to purchase TitanX to get into hyper. So it's a leverage play off of TitanX. And this thing clearly bottomed out. It looks like it's about to go up exponentially, parabolic. And then the other play, I would say that's great for another leverage play is going to be DragonX. DragonX is zero inflation. So just looking at DragonX, it's definitely trading sideways. It's definitely bottom out. If there's no inflation on this project protocol, and we do have some ETH dividend payouts, so we'll probably see a little bit more DragonX being burned to the future. But day 369, dude, this thing's going to take off like no other. So to answer your question, I would not hold liquid TitanX right now. The things that I would probably hold is either Dragon or Hyper, or just flat out create a TitanX miner or Hyper miner, because that's where you're going to get the most value. Does that make sense?
Sick, bro. Appreciate all the not financial advice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. So, yeah, man, really good
Hold
stuff.
up.
Go ahead.
Uh, can you just do a quick overview here, real quick, for our boy Rod? Just if I was asking you, you're my AI right now, Kris. You
Okay.
are my AI, okay?
Hi.
And Kris.ai. Here I am, and I need to know. I need you to explain Dragon X to me like I'm 5 in 1 minute.
Okay. So, the best way to really think of Dragon X, you basically have a smart contract that has a bunch of TitanX. And what it does is it stakes TitanX into the TitanX staking protocol, and then it gets rewarded ETH. So as you have those ETH payouts sent to you, that ETH is taken and is used to buy up TitanX, and half of that is put back into that staking protocol in that smart contract, and the other half is used to buy and burn Dragon X. Does that make sense?
Yes, so the ETH is being used to buy Titan X and Dragon X. Dragon X has no inflation. It can never
Yeah.
be any more Dragon X.
But keep in mind, it all goes into TitanX, and then half of that TitanX is put back into the TitanX staking protocol. So I think I need to show this, because this is the important part of this. So right here, you have the rolling payout cycles. So you basically have like that smart contract, or that benevolent whale is what we call it. It comes in and it takes these 8-day payout cycles, 28, 90, 369, and then a whole 9 yards. Oh, wow. 369 right here is 8 million. Wow. Look at that, dude. 8 million on 369. So basically, what DragonX does is it takes this ETH, all of it buys TitanX, half of it is put back in to stake more, and the other half of that TitanX is used to swap into DragonX and then burns DragonX. So DragonX is hyper deflationary. Does that make sense?
Yes, okay, very nice.
Yeah, and then the other thing I want to do is say a shout out to Titan Blaze. They just recently launched their project protocol. It's a really phenomenal protocol. I think you guys should check that out. It's a relatively new one to get into, and because it's new on the floor, something to consider looking into as a great leverage play on top of TitanX. So just want to throw that out there. Shout out to Blaze. Cool. All right, man. Well, I think we just gotta wrap up this segment. Damn, man, we went for minutes. We've been at it for 48 minutes, so we definitely need to get into charts and talk about what's crack lacking. But the main point I'm trying to tell you guys is we've got really cool protocols being built on top of TitanX. DragonX is cool. Blaze, Helios, Hyper, and then there's another one called Pulsar. And then there's a couple others. I'm sorry if I didn't mention your protocol. I can't remember everything. I'm really not that smart. But main point I'm trying to get across here, guys, is day 280 is going to be a faith test. If you believe in the protocol, might be something to consider. If you don't believe in the protocol, you're not a profit or whatever, and you want to kick rocks, something else to consider. But I do ultimately believe that after day 280, we got a big day on September 19th. And then day 369, which is, what day is that? I keep saying, I just don't remember. I think it's like Halloween. Man, I messed up my bit.
Dang, I wish I remembered. I
No,
know,
I
I know
got it.
we
I
looked
got it.
at it already.
Yeah, it's right around Halloween. It's literally on Halloween. And so when those key trigger events come in, that's when I believe we're going to see the best of TitanX. So this is a protocol that we will continue to talk about in the future. You guys got any questions or whatever, leave them down below and we'll be sure to get back to them. So all good stuff. Anything else from you on TitanX, man?
Yeah, man. I just wanna help out Rod one more time. I think he's still wondering if this is a good thing to hold liquid, this Dragon X. I think one of our
Well,
buddies is holding some liquid Dragon X. I can't
well,
say
well, look,
should or
man,
not.
we're not like, this isn't financial advice, so it's up to him,
Right.
man. So
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think I can tell him the answer to that. I wanted to address it and let him know. I mean, we've got some friends that hold some liquid, but we just told you the strategy if we were to get into Dragon Titan X on day one, and that's kind of why I brought that segment up.
yeah, and the point I'm trying to talk about is like, it's up to you what your strategy is, guys. We tell you about our strategy, and we have a bunch of TitanX long-term miners. We have a couple hyper miners because we think hyper is awesome. we got into DragonX on day one where we took TitanX and sent it over to mint DragonX. So we have a bag of DragonX. So I think the point I'm trying to get across is our main focus is TitanX. That is where all of it is. And we dabble a little bit on the small protocols. So I think the main point I'm trying to get across is whatever works for you is the best thing, but we are not financial advisors. I want to make that crystal clear. So if you say, oh, should we do this one over that one, over this one, over that one? No, we're not. That's not go to some other channel, ask them. We just explain stuff that we're seeing on the charts in our research. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, guys. I hope that's crystal clear too, because we want to help as much as we can, but some things we can't just say, yeah, you should do this or not.
Yeah. Like I said, we're not financial advisors. You can't do it like that. So, all right, cool, man. Well, let's just get into some price charts. See what's crack-a-lacking on the market. Wait, no, I don't want market cap. Oh man, I clicked on the wrong one. Cool. All right. So just taking a look at what's going on with Bitcoin on the daily. Now, we talked about the cup and handle, aka the inverse head and shoulders, whatever trading pattern you want to do. I mean, you can make a case for a cup and a handle, or you can say this is a shoulder and a shoulder right here. Now, when we talked about this last live stream, this thing absolutely exploded up, and then now it's coming back down. What I think will probably most likely happen going into the weekend, and I've seen this play out multiple times, it's going to come out here, and it's either going to trade sideways or it's going to retrace back a little bit, then pop up right here, and then start to do its thing and explode up. Now, one thing I want to point out here, we came down here, we tested out 53K, and then next week we're also getting the Ethereum ETFs. So I would not be surprised if over the weekend we go down, we trade sideways, because there's not much market momentum on the weekends. Plus, Bitcoin is definitely closely tied to the S&P 500 in the stock market. And then we come back up, and with the announcement of the Ethereum news, then we come back and test all-time highs, which means if we form that cup and handle or that inverse head and shoulders, that's going to give us our target if we just come right up here, which means we're going to come out and test out the all-time high of 71K. So that is the bullish case. If we break out this chart pattern, we come up to 71K. Now, also on the flip side, I want to make something clear. If we look at the weekly, this is what the weekly is also showing us. Now, the weekly is showing you an M, right? So an M for McDonald's, which where the chart is basically just telling you, hey, you might need to work at McDonald's after this market because you're not going to make it. I'm just kidding. Anytime you see an M or a double top, that is extremely bearish. So we have this massive M forming, and then we broke down to 53K. If we come up here, I would say right around 67K, because there is a magnet right coming across here. So we touched it, and then we came back down. So we come back up to about, actually, yeah, let's say about 65. Yeah, we'll say about 66K. So we come up here, and we touched it, and we came back down. If we don't break out past 66K, there's a good chance that we could come back down closer to 53K, and then just shoot down to something lower like 48K. So keep in mind, the weekly is saying that it is a double top unless we start to get some more momentum. The daily looks really, really bullish. And then we'll check out the monthly, because we're midway through a monthly close. Yeah, so look at that, man. Monthly's actually looking pretty good. So what I want to see on this monthly, we got one big old green candle, red, green, red, and then we have a monthly close. Now we want the monthly close to be definitely in the green, and if it's a doji, that would indicate a trend reversal. And I guarantee you that August is going to be extremely bullish. It's going to be flying crazy. August and then September and so on and so forth. Now we close out bearish. And if this is a red candle, we're probably going to go down, touch 48K. So the thing to pay attention to is, number one, it's going to be this weekly close. Weekly close on Bitcoin. So if we close out just not as a red candle and make sure this doesn't turn to a doji, and we close out a little bit higher and probably closer to about 66K, we're definitely going to come up and test all-time high. And next week is going to look beautiful. If we go a little bit lower than that, then there's a good chance we might have to come back down and test out 53K. Does that make sense?
It's looking like the hope is alive for a very bullish case. So yeah, I'm loving that monthly chart. And dude, honestly, there was 30 people got thrown into this stream after you said the word Bitcoin. So
Really?
we are now talking about Bitcoin, the Bitcoin chart, the coins that are made of bits and bytes. Yes, digital currency coins and Ethereum and ETFs. All the great buzzwords. I wanted to mention those. So yeah, dude, love it. Love when we start talking about Bitcoin, everyone just comes in here and starts soaking up all the great knowledge, looking at the inverse charts. I want someone to tell me if they've ever seen anyone else that they watch invert their charts.
That's true. That's true. That's actually a good point. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Last time Crypto Banter did that, he was just trolling everybody. He's like, "Oh my god, it's going down," and the chart was inverted. He was like, absolute clown. It was the funniest thing. I know he was trolling everybody, but yeah, that's a good point. So yeah, man, that's those are some things that you definitely want to consider. You definitely need to take a look at. I'm trying to remember what else I wanted to say. Yeah, so the other thing I also want to talk about, what happened here. And I'm not going to talk about the event because we're going to get shadow banned. And last time we did it didn't work out too well and whatnot. But one of the homies had something big happen to him. If you catch what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that produced a very big green candle. Now, in my opinion, what's going on with this market is, there's a hand behind this market, and we'll call it the big M, the big double M. And if you guys know, it's the first letter of what I'm trying to say, the M manipulator, the market manipulator. Not trying to get banned here or shadow banned, but the big double M is playing some games here, because the one thing I want to point out is when we saw this beautiful cup and handle, next thing you know, right here, I kid you not, dude, I remember this day like it was yesterday. We hit about 71, 72K. And then next thing you know, boom, Mount Gox Bitcoin's getting sold off. And then everyone's like, oh my God, right for the hills. It's over. The Vikings are here. And then it just started going down. And then we get down to about 58K. They're like, oh my God, it's so over. And then we came back, and then everyone's like, oh my God, we're so back. And then boom, Germany comes in and tries to start World War III. I'm just kidding. No, but they basically sold a bunch of Bitcoin on top of that, dumped on it, and then everybody just went into absolute panic mode. And I think that was the big double M. We'll call it the big M. Double M is just too many words. The big M. The big M was coming in and playing games with y'all because he wants you guys to leverage trade and start longing the market right here, and he was manipulating. So I think this market has a hand playing in the place. I think a lot of this isn't natural. I think a lot of this is unnatural. And the reason why I say that is because when the homie had some stuff happen to him, this thing shot up, and that's what caused it to form this massive inverse head and shoulder or cup and handle. So what I suspect is if we start going up and testing all-time highs, there will be another big news market event next week. It could be something political. It could be something about the economy that's completely mad up. It could be something about interest rates. And that's what's going to push us up there, because the big M likes to make its move. Does that make sense? Or do I just sound crazy?
No, it makes a lot of sense. Like basically Mount Gox so glad that their fun is over for sure, because these things can happen 20, 30 times. Mount Gox FUD happened 10 times. I saw 15 different articles. So yeah, to see some of these things get out of the way, I think it's funny. We just saw yeah, what country is next to dump BTC?
Oh my god, dude! I swear, man. Because I guarantee you, like next week, it's either going to be like a really positive news event or something negative. And if it's negative and you see this big red candle coming in, bro, that's it, man. It's it. It's over. We're going home. I'm just kidding. We're saying bullshit. But I
No,
think
if
you
that
guys.
happens, I just want to look at the Bitcoin dominance chart and see if we've hit the 100 monthly moving average yet.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the main point I'm trying to get across is, our first target, 66K. That's your first target. And then your second target is going to be 71K. Once we hit that 71K, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll have a 6 touch right here. A 6 touch. So if we get a 6 touch, there is a higher percent chance this is going to break out. The more times you test a breakout, the higher percent chance the breakout would happen on the next try, and the higher the breakout's going to be. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So if you get 2 touches, you get a breakout, but it's not going to be the same as
That's
if you
violent.
get 4 touches, right? If you
Yeah,
get
it's
4
going to be
touches,
very
it's going to be
violent at
violent.
6 touches.
6 touches, oh my god, man, it's going to be crazy. So this is why I'm bullish, or we come back down. So, your price targets 66K. That's what we're looking for the closeout. And then we got about 70, right around 71,500. So say 71, 72K. And then if all else fails and everybody gets flooding, probably go down to 52, 53. But I don't think the bearish case is going to be in place. So those are your 3 price targets. We give you guys price targets. We don't just say one thing. We give you targets to look at because multiple things can happen because, the big M might come in and do its thing. So watch out for the big M.
Always looking out for the big M. Wow, mom.
The big M, yeah. Try our best not to get shadow banned. All right. Let's look at Tether dominance, dude. Man, look at that breakdown. So we got another beautiful look on the Tether dominance. Now, a lot more Tethers getting minted. I'm going to tell you that right now. And the reason why I'm looking at Tether dominance is because right when we started Memecoin runs on, what was it, Solana and Base, you see these 3 candles. Gosh, I've got the name of what they're called. But when you see this, boom, coming up, boom, that means people are selling their Tether straight into Solana, straight into Bitcoin, straight into Ethereum. And so that's a great indicator that we might see another run. So now what we're starting to see is we're seeing a massive bear flag. And look at this. This thing is beautiful. A beautiful bear flag coming in right now. And if you guys have been, checking out our invert charts, shout out to what Trey Souls was saying. We were talking about that. If he came up here and then came up again, so it comes up here, touches it, it can force something very, very close to a inverse cup and handle, which means we might have a breakdown to the upside. So that was the big thing that he was talking about earlier. So let me invert this chart. Where's the inverse scale? So the main point I'm trying to get across is when we start to see a massive breakdown on Tether dominance. So if we break out of this bear flag, let me get rid of all these lines, dude. I got way too many lines going on
And
here.
while he's getting rid of that, if you're new here, comment in the comments section. Say, hi, I'm new. Because we got 125 people in here right now. And it is hot, dude. July is hot. I'm out here in a state by the beach and it's hot. It's humid. We got to get it heating up in here with our new fam and new people. So if you're new here, drop a comment. Say what's up. Say hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to the homie. So basically, if you guys look at this this bear flag right here, the best way to get a price target on the bear flag is you come over here and trace the, I'll call it the flagpole right here. You trace that and then you come out to where you're going to have your breakout. So if it were to break down right now, we would go down to a tether dominance of about 2.68%. So that's going to be your target top for altcoin season, which means when altcoin season starts, the amount of tether that's going to be in the wallets is going to be somewhere between 2.9% and then 2.5%. If you guys look at that and you see that percentage number on tether dominance, you can go into your mind and say, hey, this is altcoin season, which is awesome, but also consider taking profit. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So this is what I'm looking at. What we want to see is we want to get, so we came in and this is on the weekly, right? So we get a touch. We might be able to bring this up a little bit. Yeah. Yeah, I might be closer to right here. And then, yeah, closer to about right here. I'm just trying to be as accurate as possible. I mean, it kind of looks weird. Actually, let's just put it back. Yeah, I'll keep it right there. So we came in, touch up a little bit, Gravestone Doji completely faked you out there. That was a pretty crazy looking Gravestone Doji. Came in, boom, touch, and now we're touching back here. So there's a good chance that we might come back up here and then come back down. And once you get a second touch, boom, it might be go season. Now let me check this right here. Ooh, actually, let's take a look at this. Nah, actually, no, we're not going to worry about that right now. Hey, maybe on another day. So yeah, man, looks all really good. Once we start breaking out that bear flag, it might be all systems go. All right, man. We're at an hour and 7 minutes. So I'll speed up a little bit. Definitely need to take a look at Ethereum. See what's crack-lacking on the weekly. Came up, boom, just trading sideways. Looks like we're just flagging out right now. So not looking too bad. Take a look at the daily. So we do have news of the Ethereum ETF. We did form a beautiful inverse head and shoulders, and then we got faked out again by the big M. The big M came in and did its thing. The big M. So now, what's up?
I knew that was coming, bro. The big M. I'm gonna look out for it from now on.
The big M. So now we got an inverse head and shoulders right here. It's beautiful. And the question is, will we break out of this? Because we got, what do we say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're looking for 9 days. So 9 days, that's going to be on Wednesday. So if we trade sideways, we might get another breakout. If this shoulder matches that shoulder, then boom, breakout to the upside. So if the Ethereum ETF might start trading on Monday or Tuesday, dude. So that actually lines up with the Ethereum ETF being announced and going all systems go. So we do have a target. I'm telling you right now, I'm sticking with it. It ends on July 30th. That we break out and we test the Ethereum all-time highs by the end of this month. That's our target. And, we definitely have the pattern to do it. The question is, will the big M let it happen? So good stuff, man. Yeah, I think that's good on those charts. Now let's take a look at Dex Screener and talk about a few charts that we want to take a look at. What were other ones? All right, let's take a look at Scrolly. I don't know if we talked about Scrolly last time.
I don't think we talked about Scrolly last time.
We did?
I don't think we did. I can't remember though, honestly, man.
All right, let's talk about 2 or 3 charts and get going because we're at about an hour and 9. So Scrolly, our favorite token on the Scroll Network. We think this is going to be the number one meme coin. Scroll Network has $1.8 billion of VC funding. So there is no way they're not going to pump this chain up. This project protocol looks absolutely beautiful, and it's still in phase 1. Now, what we're starting to see right now with Scrolly is we're trading between 4 zeros and a 2 and 4 zeros and a 2-4, and we're just trading sideways for some time right now. So we're just trading sideways, and we're doing what we're seeing with Bitcoin. And so the question is, if we come up here and touch 4 zeros and a 287, are we going to go up and try to test the local high, or are we going to come back down? If we come up here, what I would love for it to see is come down here, come up here, just form a beautiful cup and handle or inverse head and shoulders, and then boom, we start getting into wave 3. And for you guys who don't know, wave 3 is the biggest wave when it comes to a chart price. I mean, a chart movement. And it's also the most violent wave out of all project protocols. Scrolly is still in wave 1, and it has yet to start its wave 3. And this is why we're so bullish on this. So overall, man, it looks good. Price is looking phenomenal. Price targets you can look at is 4 zeros and a 2862. Then we come up and test 4-3. And if that were to happen, you got a big, beautiful cup and handle. And I'll give you guys another price target since I feel like being nice today. Which means we could potentially break out and go to 4 zeros and an 808. And so if we go for that breakout target, that would be a 2x from right here if we break out of this chart pattern. Any thoughts or questions on this?
Yeah, what's the market cap of Scrolly right now?
That's a great question. I'm gonna guess 2.4 million.
2.4 million. So, folks, you're pretty much literally looking at a meme coin that has been put into place. It's basically the foundation of memes on this chain, and it hasn't even done anything yet. It's a $2.4 million market cap. Can you switch the price to market cap up there at the top there next? Yep, switch that over. Show me how high the market cap's gone to a big $4 million on a chain that has $1.8 billion going to be pumped into it worth of ETH. This meme coin it's like it's almost like it hasn't even started yet.
Yeah, I definitely do agree. I also like the branding behind this protocol. You know, to add on to that, you know, there's 10,000 holders on this project protocol. And let's see if it pops up. The branding on them it's beautiful. They're starting a game. Like this reminds me a lot of what we see like projects like Ponke and all that. So I think this is like Ponke and Bread and Redog, Resistance Dog, but for the Scroll Network. And I'm so surprised we don't hear more about this project protocol. It absolutely blows my mind.
It's not woken up yet. That's my whole point. It's not woken up. We got 10,000 holders with $2.4 million market cap up to $4.4 million market cap. We could see this thing go crazy, go bananas. So I really feel like it's just absolutely a sleeping giant.
Yeah, I do agree. Yeah, so I do love Scrolly. Shout out to Scrolly and Map. Actually, you know what? We got to talk about our boy Andy, dude. Let's freaking go, dude. I love Andy. I haven't talked about Andy in a minute. Andy's a homie.
I thought those were arms, but then I finally realized they were ears when I saw the big M. After the big M, some memes came out of Andy with a bloody ear. If you know what I mean now. So the big M, baby, Andy. Those are not arms. Those are his ears.
Watch out for the big M, man. So it's sitting at $20 million market cap. I love Blast. Blast is like the pulse chain of layer 2s. Like everybody hates this chain, which is why I love it. When you guys hate something, I love it. I love it because the minute you guys start being converted from non-believers to believers, that's the price appreciation right there. If you all agree on something, that's when it gets bad. Actually, you know, I got a funny story. Sometimes when I talk to people, I ask them about a project protocol to see their reaction. And if a bunch of people love what I'm telling them, then I get very nervous about the project I told them about. But if they say, nah, I don't like this, I don't like that, I ape automatically. It's like a weird psychological thing to do. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah. But
hence
yeah, man.
A giant position in TitanX.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so we'll just speed up with this real quick. So we're trading sideways. We came up, tested about 47 cents. Now we're coming back down and we're basically trading sideways. So we're in an accumulation zone right here. All right. I don't know why this here. Let me delete some of these tabs. This thing's slowing down on me real quick. Get out of all this. All right. So we're in a massive accumulation zone right here. Now let's take a look at the weekly. I hate when I do that, dude. All right. So the weekly, we have a beautiful, and that's called a shooting star. This little green candle right here. Let me get rid of all this. right here, this is a shooting star. So that indicates a trend reversal. That means we're going to start going up, and then we have another green candle on top of that. So basically, we're starting to see a climb in the price floor. Sellers exhausted. So let's take a look at this. We tested here. We tested here multiple times. So probably the next thing we need to do on the weekly is we need to come up to about 32 cents. And we need to test 32 cents real quick. And if we can test 32 cents, then we can come back up here, test the all-time highs. And what I want to see this do is come in and then W on out. But on the weekly, we still need to test out this 32, 33 cents level. Now let's look at the 3-day. So 3-day, this magnet was tested. This magnet was tested. We got this magnet. This magnet was tested. So all magnets are tested on the 3-day and then on the daily. Last one. I don't know if I double checked this. So this magnet tested. This magnet tested. Yeah. So it's just on the weekly. There's one more magnet we got to test. And once we start approaching all-time highs, it's all system go, baby. So like I said, Andy looks good, man. Trading me in
So
between.
you said Andy looks good to W on out.
Yeah, it could W on out. I mean, it depends on the weekly close. If we just close up a little bit higher, that's gonna be a clear trend reversal. Let's look at the monthly. Actually, I didn't even look at the monthly. Okay. Yeah, so the monthly looks good right now. I'm curious to see where this month is going to close out. If it closes out right here, that's a doji. You run for the hills. If it's a doji, that's not good on a monthly close. You do not want to see that. I just want to make that clear. Like right here, we have a red candle. Then we have that's a shooting star doji right here. So that's actually a trend reversal, bullish engulfing candle, came back down. So what I want to see on the monthly, especially, I want to see this thing close higher and in the green and have another green candle, and then it'll be all systems go. Does that make sense?
I like it. And then W on out, just like our boy Ray. Only interested in big W patterns. That's what I'm talking about, Ray.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, yeah, man. Well, that's all I got for today. I don't want to go through too many charts, but we talked about TitanX. We talked about all that good stuff. So, yeah. Good
yeah,
stuff,
man. This is about TitanX, not the Titanic. We're not going for 3 hours. You know, Jack is not going to get saved. That's it, bro. You didn't help Jack off the boat. You screwed him up, dude. He died in the cold water. That's it. It's over. It's done.
Yeah.
He's sold. He's out.
Yes, sir. Leonardo DiCaprio, baby. Shout out to Leo.
He's got some good. He's got some good living principles. He's a smart man. Not a bad idea, but
I'm not gonna lie, dude. When I grow up, I want to be Leonardo DiCaprio and a version and a mix of Co Wetzel. That is my dream. Leonardo DiCaprio and Co Wetzel. I'm just kidding. Keep going.
I know what you're getting at there, and I'm not even going to continue to elaborate because they're going to shadow ban us for everything. Everything we like, everything we want to talk about, we're going to get shadow banned for.
Yeah, probably. I mean, the last live stream, man, it was pretty crazy with all the stuff we're talking about. There's probably the only reason why there was only 5 people in it. So
there were literally 3 people in here. Right now, we're finishing the stream with 150 of you guys in here. So thank you. If any of you know anything about crypto, that is bullish to have 150 people of you guys in the stream. Even the bigger streamers struggle sometimes to get 100 to 200 people in there. So with us at only about 5K followers, I mean, we're killing the game having 150 of you in here. So thank you so much for your support. If you were able to give us a tip and we couldn't talk to you about something, I apologize. We can't talk about every single thing that comes across the screen, but we do appreciate the super chats and we appreciate you guys for being in here today. Shout out next time. We'll see you on the next episode of The Verse, baby. We're going to keep it going. Peace.